This is a DET Sports Media production. Hi, everybody. My name is Christopher Saunders. You can catch DET on the web on YouTube. We cover Kennedy, Wilby, Crosby, and Career Academy, or on Channel 16 on Frontier. Tonight, we have a non-conference matchup between the Wilby Wildcats and the Oxford Wolverines. Both teams looking at opposite ends of the aisle. You have Oxford coming in at 2-8 on a two-game winning streak. They started the season winless, but they've won 2 games. And then you look at Wilby, 5-7, competing for a chance to try to get not just in the NVL tournament, but states as well. Oxford, on the other hand, a team that's really struggling up until the point where they had the 2-game win streak. They're allowing 677 points, which, mind you, is second most, or second is on top. And they have St. Paul, which is allowing 643 points. But the difference is St. Paul is 7-4, 4-0 in the Copper. Oxford is 1-4, 2-8 in the Copper division. Wilby, on the other hand, they're a team that they're Jekyll and Hyde. At one moment, they look like a team that can really compete from quarter to quarter. But then when they really get down into it, they tend to struggle at times. And we don't know which team is really going to come out on top, or better yet, which Wilby team are we going to see? Are we going to see the team that is currently 5-7, where they struggle in and out, or are we going to see a team that's competed against teams like Career Academy? They have done well against most of the Waterbury schools in and of itself. We don't know which team we will see. This is a game tonight which I was able to broadcast a couple weeks ago, Oxford and Kennedy. And Kennedy struggled against Oxford up until about the end of, maybe about midway through the third period. They struggled against this Oxford team, before they started to really wake up and play the game of which they should have against a team that currently was winless. So for a Wilby team, they have to be able to step up and understand that this is a team that they should beat. Will they beat? Key word, should and will. Big differences in that department. But currently you're hearing the PA announcer right now talk a little bit about what rules are being played about in this gymnasium. But first we're going to do the starting lineups for Oxford. Number 23, Tanner Sirocco. Number 33, sophomore, Hunter Keller, 2 sophomores. Number 14, guard, Nick Wheeler. Number 1, Charles Flowers. Number 5, Zach Geffert. And your starting lineups for the Wilby Wildcats. Senior, number 10, Angel Gonzalez. Senior, number 20, Ronte Williams. Number 3, Tyquay Harding, senior. Senior, number 5, Desmond Mayo. And senior, number 1, Christian Harris. One thing I've noticed instantly right now is that both Mayo, or Harding, and Harris both are starting tonight. Interestingly enough, I have not seen Harding play thus far this season. Let's all rise now for the national anthem. Tip-off about to set up here, right here, the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium in downtown Waterbury. Again, my name is Christopher Saunders, bringing you this DET Sports Media production. You can catch us on the web on YouTube just by typing in DET Sports Media in Waterbury. Cover Kennedy, Wilby, Crosby, and Career Academy, or on Channel 16 on Frontier for all your local action here in the inner city of Waterbury. Looking over the Brass City division in and of itself, Sacred Heart's 5-0, Holy Cross 4-1, Career Academy 6-2, Crosby's 2-3, Wilby 1-4, Kennedy 0-5. Overall, you have Sacred Heart at 10-2 record, Holy Cross at 10-1, Career Academy 9-3, Crosby 6-5, Wilby 5-7, Kennedy 2-9. Now I'm going to go over a little bit about the Brass standings at halftime and just discussing a little about what I've seen thus far from a majority of those teams. Now we're about to set up tip-off right here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. We'll let tip-off begin at about 6:59 with Harris, who currently has the ball for Wilby. Gives it over to Tykeway Harding on the right. Tykeway then ends up at the center, guarded quickly. The ball was kicked out of bounds by Oxford. That was number 5, Geffert. Wilby will retain the ball. Wilby coming in at 5-7. Oxford coming in a 2-game win streak, 2-8. Oxford defeating Ansonia and Watertown for their first 2 wins of the season. Harding kicks it underneath the Gonzalez, steps over once, misses the layup, tries to go in a second time. He's going to be fouled. Gonzalez missed the first opportunity underneath the basket, went up for a second time and was fouled. First team foul for Oxford. That will put Gonzalez at the charity stripe. Gonzalez's first shot, left-handed, is made. Oxford with the black jerseys and blue underneath the black jerseys. And for Wilby, second free throw rims in out, rebounded quickly though by Mayo, and he's going to be fouled going up. Actually, pardon me, they're going to say that's a jump ball. Ball will be back to Oxford. But then Wilby, white jerseys with the green on the shoulder and the pants. Oxford's got to try to do something quickly with this press. They get past half court. Gifford underneath to Wheeler. Trying to find somewhere to go to. Then ball stripped away by Williams. Gives it back over to Harding. He goes in. Misses the layup. Actually misses the about 4-footer trying to put it in. Harris from the 3. Misses it. Rebounded by Gonzalez. Nice spin move. He goes in blocked. After all that, Oxford somehow is able to retain the ball back. That's going to be Geffert who's bringing it up. Flowers on the right, trying to make a move past Mayo. Loses it for a second, and then ball stolen. That's going to be Williams. Goes in. Blocked, and then fouled by Flowers. That's going to put Williams at the free throw line. Second team foul by Oxford, and that's going to force a quick timeout by the head coach for Oxford, Matt D'Amico. And I bet he's probably not too happy right now with his Wolverines. Walked about 6 to 7 feet in front of where the coaches, or where Oxford's currently sitting right now. So I can only imagine his frustration about what he's seeing from his Wolverines right now. Will be also coached by Alan Piccolo, who's done a heck of a job with this squad this year, coming in at 5-7. Wilby did have high expectations when you look at what they've had in terms of the team with Tykeway Harding and Harris, probably their 2 main components. But looking at the overall season of what they have, I think one thing is for certain. This is a Wilby team that from quarter to quarter, you got to know which team are you going to get. In terms of the talent that Wilby has, they can compete with almost anybody. And I truly do believe that. But it's the consistency and having the wherewithal to be able to stay within your game plan and not try to go a little bit out of it. I think that's the biggest thing for Wilby. Williams, who was fouled by Flowers, will be at the free throw line now for 2 shots. Shoots the first. Hits the outside part of the rim. Williams will be attempting his second shot. Right foot ahead, left foot behind him. Second shot. 0 for 2 from the free throw line, but then Gonzalez, failure by Oxford to be able to box out. Mayo underneath to Harris. Harris then goes out past the 3-point line. Now to Harding again. Williams trying to find someone open. Long lateral pass to Harris, who drives in with the left hand. Big floater, hits the glass, kisses it, and goes in. 3-0. Wilby is up against Oxford. 6:25 left here in the first. Savacco back over to Geffert. Geffert crosses half court. Now that's going to be Savacco. Actually, pardon me, that was Keller who lost it. Tyquay Harding goes up, right-hand floater, gets it. 5-0 run Wilby has over Oxford. 6:07 left here in the first. Flowers gives it over back to Keller. That is Savacco, long two, misses it, rebounded by Harding. Long pass over to Harris. And Wilby cannot be stopped. 7-0, 5:51 left here in the first period. It looks like that's going to force the Wolverines to have a couple quick substitutions. Mucciarino as well as Sergejenko will be coming into this game for Oxford. Another stolen pass. Sloppy play by Oxford. Almost had a possible and-one play for Harris. And for an Oxford team that's coming in on a 2-game win streak, not playing like they were previously. Harris dribbling 3 times. First free throw completely misses. Looked like it hit the outside part of the rim, right where the metal part starts. Coming out of this game, Savacco and Wheeler. And as I mentioned before, coming in, Mucciarino and Sergejenko. Harris's second shot. Misses it completely again. Somehow the Oxford Wolverines might have an opportunity to score. Pass was intended for Mucciarino. Hit the foot of a Wilby player. It'll go back to the Wolverines. Currently 7-0. Wilby's up against Oxford. 5:28 left here in the first. Gefford inbounding. Back over to Savacco. Actually, pardon me, that was Sergejenko to Flowers. Rims in and out, rebounded by Williams. And then a quick foul by Oxford. 3rd team foul for the Wolverines. On the floor for Oxford will be Geffert, Flowers, Sergejenko, Mucciarino, and Keller. Williams inbounding. Harding now crosses half court. Guarded quickly by Harris. Harris tried to strip it away and missed. Guarded quickly was 2 Wolverine players on Williams. Harding underneath, goes in, uncontested. 9-0 Wilby dominating the Wolverines currently right now. 5 minutes left here in the first. Somebody on this Wolverines team needs to step up. And as I say that, a long pass by Flowers completely goes out. It was a long pass that was about 20 feet high. And now Wilby has a chance to be able to increase this lead. Currently 9-0, 4:58 left here in the first. 14 fouls for Oxford, none for Wilby. There's an opportunity for Wilby right now to really put a dagger quickly in this Wolverines team and really tamper down any chance of them being able to come back quick. Nice passes go in. Wilby misses it, but Harris is able to pick up the garbage. Just gets in and out. Looks like it bounced a couple times, hit the rim, and then went out. Rebounded by Geffert. Geffert and Harris. Geffert to Sergejenko underneath. He goes in. Could be a little bit of a scuffle in between both Flowers and Gonzalez. Went off the foot of a Wilby player. It will stay Wolverines ball. 4:23 left here in the first. 9-0 Wilby's up against Oxford. Flowers has on the right side, trying to call a play it looked like, but Flowers decided to take it himself. Ends up kicking it over to Sergejenko, and then Geffert. Geffert's going to try to be able to make a pass and stripped away by Mayo. Harris and Harding. Harding goes in. 11-0 Wilby. Really putting it on Oxford currently right now. 3:57 left here in the first. Who will step up for this Oxford team? Geffert puts it up. Complete air ball off the hands of the Wolverines. And it's going to come back to Wilby. Coming out of this game will be Gonzalez. Coming into this game will be number 35, Damian Wade. Harding over to Williams. Back into this game also will be Savacco. Mayo almost had it stripped out, but Williams was able to somehow retain it. Harris for 3. Bang, nothing but net. 14-0. This has to be an historic pace for this Wilby team right now. 14-0, 3:25 left here in the first. Oxford still looking for their first 2 points of the game. Flowers putting on a couple moves, gives it back over to Gefford beyond the 3. Now back to Flowers, guarded by Williams. Savacco now has it at the middle part of the court. Gefford trying to find somewhere to go, guarded excellently by Wade, and that's going to be 5 seconds. Another turnover for the Wolverines. And that's going to force a full timeout by Matt D'Amico. Currently 14-0, 14 fouls for the Wolverines. Wilby's up. Oxford still looking for their first points of the game, entering now almost the 3-minute mark. And if I'm the head coach for Matt D'Amico, I'm asking my players right now, what do you want to do? Not having scored yet in this ball game, the opportunities, you got to look at what they did previously. They defeated Ansonia on January 24th, 49-46. Close game, but also to a conference game looking at the Copper Division. Ansonia's 0-4. They handed Ansonia not just a loss, but Oxford was able to get their first win. And then beating Watertown 53-41. They came in with a little bit of momentum. But then starting off sluggish, and I don't want to say intimidated, but this was a game that could be very reachable, especially being able to shock this Wilby team. But right now, they're not playing like a team that is coming off a 2-game win streak. Harris for the long 3. Pass was intended or made by number 13, Hicks. But then the second chance opportunity by Harris puts in the garbage. 16-0, 2:46 left here in the first. Wilby continues to score. Oxford doesn't. Back in this game will be Hunter Keller. Gefford, the long 3. Hits the outside part of the rim. Harris, Hicks. Hicks tried to make a backwards pass to Harding. Was off the hand of Keller. And it's going to be Wilby's ball. Harris to Harding. Harding back over to Williams. Passes on the outside part of the 3-point line. Harris tried to make a move. And they're going to say Harris traveled. Making his first appearance in the game will be Antoine Black. Coming out will be Williams. On the floor for Oxford, Flowers, Gefford, Keller, Savacco, Wheeler. Keller pass was intended for Flowers, stripped away. Harris. Harris is having one heck of a ball game tonight. The wherewithal and being able to know where the passes are going. Seems to have that high basketball IQ, and he has for most of the season. Wheeler tries to go in, fouled by Tyquay Harding. And Oxford will have a first opportunity to be able to put on some points. Now 2 minutes left here in the first. First team foul for Wilby. Wheeler at the free throw line. Makes the first. Oxford's first points of the game with 2 minutes left here in the first period. Second free throw is made. 2 for 2. Perfect from the free throw line is Wheeler. Tyquay Harding, one who fouled Wheeler for the first 2 points for Oxford. Harris back over to Hicks. Hicks goes in uncontested. What a nice move by Hicks. 20-2, 1:44 left here in the first. A little bit of confusion between Gefford and Flowers. Keller to Flowers. Looks like the press by Wilby trying to pressure Oxford. Another foul on Wheeler, and that was Harris. Alan Piccolo wanting this Wilby team to put pressure on Oxford quickly. Reason being, try to force quick turnovers as they were earlier in this game. First free throw misses. Harding will be coming out of the game for Wilby. Coming in will be Devin Robinson, a senior. Second free throw is good. Keller will be also out of this game. Sergenko will be coming in for Oxford. Harris trying to make a move. Dribbles past 2 Wolverines. Gives it back over to Black at the top. Minute 18 left here in the first. Harris tries to go in, but Wheeler holding on to Harris. And they're going to say that was on the court foul. Harris trying to plead his case that he was being held on to. Smart job, though, by Alan Piccolo to take Harris out of this game and can't allow him to be able to misplace the fortunes that Wilby has had right now. Hicks has it, slides for a second. Nice little move there. Ball was hit off the foot of Geffert. Then Black tried to make a move. And then Wade travels for Wilby. 1:03 left here in the first. Wilby's up 20-3. As I stated before, Alan Piccolo taking Harris out of the game to let him cool down a bit after that contact by Wheeler from Oxford. Smart play by the veteran head coach. Wheeler gets another foul from the Wilby Wildcats, so that'll be number 5, Mayo. And Wilby, for the first 6 minutes of this game, did not have a team foul, let alone a foul nonetheless. But they've already picked up 3 in less than a minute and 50 seconds. 53 seconds left here in the first. Flowers is going to take it himself. A little bit of frustration after that. 20-5. 15-point lead that Wilby has currently. 43 seconds and counting. Black trying to make a move. Right back to Robinson. Now Black again. Black has had an impressive sophomore year on the varsity level for Wilby. Another turnover for the Wildcats. Oxford trying to slim down this deficit, currently 15. 30 seconds and counting. Flowers trying to point out for a potential box out, doesn't get it. Now Wheeler at the top, at the center part of the court. Wheeler trying to find somewhere to go. And now a quick double team, and then one of the players from Wilby drops back. Double team again, Black again. Savacco. And then Hicks, who's right there to be able to get it out, strip it. Black. And look at the execution by the 2 sophomores. Hicks to Black. 22-5. And at the end of the first period, 22-5. Wilby's up against Oxford. My name is Christopher Saunders. This is a DET Sports Media production. You can catch us on YouTube by typing in DET Sports Media in Waterbury. We cover Kennedy, Wilby, Crosby, and Career, or on TV on Frontier, Channel 16. We'll be right back for the second period action from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, my name is Christopher Saunders. I'd like to thank my cameraman tonight, Connor Glenn, doing one heck of a job. First time I've met him, got to be impressed with what he's been doing tonight here for DET Sports Media. And also, you got to be impressed with Wilby, 22-5 over Oxford, entering now the second period action. Let's see what kind of halftime, not halftime adjustments yet, but what adjustments that Oxford will have against this Wilby team. Savacco to Flowers, makes a move, goes in contested, but then Sergejenko was able to be there just in case, and he gets his first 2 points of the game, 22-7, 7:42 in the second. Harding to Williams. Williams trying to make a couple. Long pass over to Harris. That's going to be Geffert. Then Harris is able to just get out of the way. Mayo, couple bumps, goes in. Misses it, rebounded by Sergejenko. And that's going to be Flowers trying to go coast to coast. Puts up the floater. Unable to get it. Sergejenko tried to make a pass to Savacco or Flowers, one of them. Then Savacco goes down hard. And he'll be rewarded at the charity stripe. (22-7). Wilby is up currently against Oxford. 14 fouls apiece for both sides. First free throw is good. Wilby coming in at 5 and 7. Oxford coming in at 2 and 8. One team looking to try to get at least a 500. Second free throw was missed. Sergejenko had it, but then falls down, but Flowers was able to get the ball from him. The other team in Wilby is trying to be able to stay not just in the NVL chase, but the state tournament as well. Geffert playing behind, tries to find somebody open. Wheeler, back to Savacco. Williams playing close defense. More of a zone type, going from ISO to zone depending on the situation. Geffert goes in, misses it. And that's going to be Wilby, number 31, with the play for the Wilby Wildcats. And as soon as he comes in, he comes out of the game. But he did his job using his height. Tykeway Harding has it. Back over to Harris. Williams, Harris again. No look pass over to Tykeway Harding. Harris again. Guarded by Keller. There's a mismatch. Senior against sophomore. Another senior in Tykeway Harding. Williams again. Whole starting five full of seniors for the Wildcats. Rebounded by Sergejenko. 22-8, 6:10 left here in the second period. Geffert controlling the pace of this game. Oxford having to do something. Hard defense by Mayo. Somehow is able to get the ball off his hands. And Williams tried to strip it out, used his right hand to be able to hit the ball out of bounds. It will stay the Wolverines' ball. And on the floor for Wilby. Williams, Harris, Tykeway Harding, Mayo, and Gonzalez. Oxford is going to be Wheeler, Keller, stripped away and stolen by Harris. He's going to be by himself. He goes in, misses the dunk. I don't know if I agree with that if I'm Harris. I just got to go in simple. You're up 22-8. I don't understand why you're trying to dunk in that situation. But then he redeems himself by being able to strip it. He's hit in the face by Geffert. Gives a little bit of a stare after that. But the senior being smart, not saying anything, just going back to where he should be in the court. Nothing to be said. You're up 22-8. Do not need any funny business in this game right now. Do not want to allow the momentum to shift. Flowers coming out of the game. Coming back in will be number 23, Tanner Savacco. Tykeway Harding back over to Williams. Harding's going to go in. Back over to Gonzalez. Was bumped a tad by Tykeway Harding, one of his own players. Looks like it was a contested shot. But Mayo was going to try going hard, unable to get it. Rebounded by Keller. Wolverines have numbers, 3-on-2 for a second. Sergejenko didn't expect the pass. And there's three Wildcats fighting for the ball. And that's going to be a full team timeout by the Wolverines. Heads up play by the coaching staff for the Wolverines to be able to call a quick timeout before they lost possession of the ball. Because as you saw, Sergejenko had three players from the Wildcats on him. So that could have been a very easily, not just a strip ball, but for a chance for an easy 2 points. 5:09 left here in the second. 14 fouls for Wilby, 5 for the Wolverines. Alan Piccolo has to be pleased with his Wildcats, although with a missed opportunity by Harris, at least being able to be up currently 22-8. You could say that they might or should be up by a little bit more, which also goes into the play of Oxford. To only be down what they are, and at least staying in this ball game somewhat, especially not scoring for the first 6 minutes of the game, you have to be happy with at least what they've done in this second period. 5:09 left here, as I stated, in the second. And both the Wolverines have the ball and an opportunity to be able to cut this deficit down even more. Geffert guarded excellently by Harding, or by Tykeway Harding. Wheeler. Mayo's on him like glue. Wheeler underneath. Mismatch. Long three by Keller. Complete air ball. Mayo comes up with it. Pass was, I don't want to say it was almost stolen, but Geffert made a deflection play to not allow the Wolverine, or not to allow Wilby to be able an opportunity to shoot a three. It will stay the Wildcats ball with 4:22 left here in the second. Harris pausing for a second with Flowers back in the game for the Wolverines. Three. Looks to be a foul on Wilby. You can hear Matt D'Amico screaming box out in that situation. And unless the Wolverines come back and at least shorten this deficit, I would expect Matt D'Amico to have a very personal speech to his team at halftime. Keller tried to make a pass that was not there, with Mayo on him completely with both of his hands up. Ball will remain the Wolverines. Geffert to Keller. Back over to Flowers. Flowers now to the center part of the court. If the Wolverines are going to come back, they need Flowers and the upperclassmen to step up in this game. Geffert with a nice move is not rewarded. Tyquay Harding's going to try taking himself, go coast to coast, rims in and out. Gonzalez tried to pick up the garbage for a second time. And now Gonzalez pushed him away. And if I'm the refs, you got to be able to handle this situation. Starting to get a little bit ticky-tacky in this game between Harris doing what he was doing earlier in the game, and now Gonzalez starting to push, hit Flowers. Smart heads up. Again, another smart heads-up play by Alan Piccolo, taking Gonzalez out, understanding the moment, let him sit down and cool for a tad, and now talking to his senior. That's why Alan Piccolo is one of the best, and not just the NVL, but in Connecticut, to really allowing when to take out a player at a certain time. Being a veteran of this brass division. Geffert back over to Savacco, blocked by Damian Wade. And then Williams tried to keep it alive, but instead pass it over to one of the Wolverines players. And now Wilby has a chance to be able to increase the lead. Harris goes in and count it for the and one. No, they're going to wave it off. They're going to say it's a foul. Wow. I don't understand that one at all, personally. I thought that was an and one opportunity. The Wolverine player came late on the block, or it came late on the opportunity to be able to get the blocking foul, and he didn't even go down. I don't understand that one, but the Zebras have the final say nonetheless. 3:37 left here in the second. We'll be playing a hard press. Flowers, quick passes over, Wheeler underneath. And Oxford strikes for 2 points, 22-10. First points in over 3 minutes. Harding, back over to Harris for three. Bang. 25-10. Another timeout. Looks to be on Wilby, calling a full team timeout. 3:16 left here in the second period. Things getting a little bit chippy here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. My name is Christopher Saunders. This is a DET Sports Media production. I'd like to thank Connor Glenn on the camera tonight. Both teams coming in at different sides of the court. One team in Oxford coming in at 2-8, 2-game win streak, trying to at least get to 500 with only 8 games left in the season. You have Wilby coming in at 5-7, trying to be able to get into the NVL tournament, but also the state tournament, which now it's unlike, it's not Class L, Double L, S, or M anymore. Now it's more so divisions, Division 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Division 1 teams are the high schools that have been able to get to the state tournament over the last 3 years at a clip of over 700 winning percentage. Those teams automatically qualify, and it goes by also how many times you've been to the state tournament and so forth. So if you're a team like Sacred Heart, Holy Cross, Hill House, Notre Dame Fairfield, Notre Dame West Haven, you're automatically in. But divisions 2, 3, 4, and 5, you have to have a certain percentage or a certain winning percentage in order to qualify. But Wilby, almost all the Waterbury schools are in the thick of things to at least qualify. Wilby's in it, Crosby, Career, and Holy Cross. Well, Holy Cross I already stated. But they're all in it. The only team that's not is Kennedy. So another great year from the brass division has produced potentially 5 teams to get into the state tournament. And also will make the NVL tournament that much more enlightening. But back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, currently Wilby's up 25-10. Savacco alone makes it 25-12. 5 team fouls compared to 6 for Wilby. Harding to Harris. Harris trying to go in and makes a backwards pass, but the refs called it off. Foul will be on the Wolverines. 16 fouls for Oxford. With Harris inbounding. Harris back to Damian Wade. Now Tyquay Harding. Harris alone. Gets out. Rebounded by Flowers. Then Harris and Williams. Wilby trying to play the press. Savacco goes in with the right hand off the glass. Now Oxford has a little bit of a streak. 4-0, 2:36 left here in the second. Currently down 25-14. Harris tries to go in coast to coast. Actually, pardon me, that was Hicks. misses the easy layup. And then Flowers was moving a tad bit too quickly for his own body, and the basketball hit his foot, went out of bounds, going back to the Wildcats. Williams will be coming out. Coming back in will be Antoine Black. Harding to Harris. Guarded by Geffert. Back over to Tyquay. Hicks to Black again. Playing a little bit of patty cake outside the three. Tyquay for three. Hits the glass and goes in. 28-14. 14-point lead Wilby has over Oxford with a minute 59 left here in the second. Keller to Flowers. Wheeler. Savacco, but then stripped out by Harris. Makes a long lateral pass over to Hicks. He's going to go in and fouled. With a minute 47 left here in the second period. 17 fouls for Oxford. Putting Hicks at the charity stripe. First free throw was missed. Wilby struggling from the free throw line tonight. It's been a team-oriented thing between Harris, Hicks, a couple others have not done well at the free throw line. 0 for 2 from the free throw line is going to be Wilby. And the rest before the jump that Wilby was able to make, that was a jump ball, pardon me. Wilby, possession was pointing towards Wilby. They'll have the ball. Tyquay Harding on the right. Going to go in, no-look pass over to Black. 5-footer, left hand, misses it. Rebounded by Damian Wade. The failure to box out has forced now Shurdajenko to possibly come back in this game before the time expires. Harris, another long three. And he's 2 for 2 from the three. Minute 24 left here in the second, 31-14. We'll be starting to pull away quick. Does Oxford have an answer? We'll find out in the next minute and 15. Wheeler underneath. Nice ball distribution from Geffert to Wheeler. 31-16. Minute 7 left here in the second. Tyquay gives it over to Wade underneath. And Harris falls hard on the ground. I'll be interested to see what the foul call and who it's on. Looks to be on Oxford. As you heard one of the fans in the stands say, it looks like Oxford's playing more football instead of basketball. As a lot of the Wildcats are really falling on the ground hard, playing more aggressive, and I would assume that's because of the vented frustration of it being 31-16 and the failure to have scored in the first period for over 6 minutes. That frustration is now carrying over. The one-on-one opportunity misses. The struggle by Wilby at the free throw line hasn't hurt them yet, but they have to be able to correct that. Otherwise, Oxford might have a chance to come back. Blocked by Shurdajenko. Harris goes in and picks up the garbage. 33-16. 47 seconds left here in the second. Cannot question Harris tonight. Playing hard like his hair is on fire. And Wade tries to keep it alive. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds. Robinson will be coming in. Harris will be coming out. Inbounding will be Geffert. Flowers on the left, tries to make a move. Back over to Geffert at the top of the key. Geffert tries to go in, blocked by Wade. Wilby has numbers. Tyquay goes in, uncontested, 35-16. 27 seconds left here in the second period. This is not the type of start that Oxford wanted. Both the players and Matt D'Amico himself. Wheeler, 14 seconds and counting. Flowers at the top of the key. Back over to Wheeler again. Passes going left and right. Another timeout by the Wolverines. And you can just see it on the face of Matt D'Amico. The frustration is starting to carry over with less than about 5.4 seconds left. He calls a timeout. And I'm not in the huddle, but I could assume it's because of there wasn't really anybody moving. It was more so just passes on the outside part of the three rather than anyone really trying to get underneath into the passing lanes and be able to buy an opportunity to be able to score. 35-16, 18 fouls for the Wolverines, 6 for Wilby. If I'm the Wildcats, I don't want to say I would just allow the Wolverines to score, but I would at least let them have an opportunity to shoot the ball because they've struggled most of tonight to be able to score, let alone at least make jump shots of which they were open. And when you're up by 35-16, there's no need to foul in that situation and have them going in a positive note. Because any momentum, even a little bit, can go a long way, especially making some halftime adjustments and then coming out for the second half. And on the floor for the last 5.4 seconds for Oxford will be Keller, Sergejenko, Wheeler, Geffert, Flowers. Wilby will be Hicks, Wade, Robinson, Black, and Tyquay Harding. Geffert goes in, tries to get it. Sergejenko putting a little bit hard on Hicks. Hicks with a couple words to Sergejenko, and again, the frustration is carried over to the end of the first half. 35-16, Wilby's up against the Wolverines. My name is Christopher Saunders. This is a DET Sports Media production. I'd like to thank Connor Glenn on the camera tonight. We come back with about 3 minutes left at halftime. We'll go over the Connecticut high school basketball rankings, 1 through 18, as well as the projections for the copper and the brass division, looking at both sides' records and so forth. Again, my name is Christopher Saunders. Make sure you stay tuned for the second half between the Wilby Wildcats and the Oxford Wolverines. We'll be right back. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. My name is Christopher Saunders. Connor Glenn on the camera tonight. We have about 2:24 left here of halftime. I just want to go over a little bit about what's gone on in Connecticut high school basketball. You look at the most latest rankings. East Catholic's number 1, 11-0. Hamden's 10-1. East Lyme 10-1. Then you have Sacred Heart 9-2, and then Notre Dame West Catholic, Notre Dame West Haven, or Notre Dame Catholic and Fairfield, and so forth. But the two teams I want to talk about in particular are the Waterbury teams, Holy Cross and Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart is 4 right now with a 9-2. Holy Cross is 10-1. I think the one thing that you could honestly state, Sacred Heart, their only 2 losses were out of state. They've yet to lose a game in Connecticut in at least over 3 years, the last time I could recall. Holy Cross, you look at 10-1. I'm surprised that Waterbury Career Academy has not been able to at least crack the top 20. But with that being said, they do have an opportunity to be able to do that. You look at their overall record, currently 9-3. They have played sluggish of late. I know they just lost to Sacred Heart previously, but they're a team that is very competitive and can do a lot of things. They have Jaden Battle. They have Torres. You have Marquand Watson. They have, I call them the big 3 in a sense. But they have 2 players of which most teams don't have in terms of big guys. They have Jessa Doctor and Chad McCoy. 2 bigs who can play. Jessa Doctor is more of a shooter than McCoy. McCoy is that guy who can go underneath the basket, really get the garbage, the dirty points in the paint. Does stuff that big guys nowadays don't do when you look at the college and the NBA game. It's more of a shooting game rather than in the paint. But the Waterbury Career Academy Spartans have an opportunity to, in my opinion, not just surprise the NVL, but I think they could crack the top 20 in the Connecticut high school rankings and really have an opportunity to do some damage in their class. And I talk about where they are in the divisions. Division 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Division 1 has Holy Cross, Kennedy, Sacred Heart, and so forth. But you look at Division 2, they have Cheshire, New Milford, you have Pomperaug, Waterbury Career Academy, and Wilby. So Division 2 has Career Academy and Wilby, and I think that's something that people need to look at, where Career Academy could play against Wilby, but not just that. You look at the rest of the teams in the overall Division 2. Bloomfield, you have Bridgeport, you have Bristol Central, Immaculate. Immaculate's having one heck of a season currently. You have Amity, Staples. There's a lot of competition in that Division 2. So I will say, going from the classical SML, LL, and so forth to going to the divisions, I'm a fan of. And I hope they can continue that going forward. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the state tournament. But getting back here to the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, we're about to begin the third period action between the Wildcats and the Wolverines. And starting it off, Wilby Geffert. Oxford coming in with the black jerseys Wilby with the white. Flowers, 10-footer, misses. Tyquay Harding with the rebound, pauses for a second, then gives it over to Harris. Harris to Harding. Tries to make a move, back over to Williams. Williams gonna go in, right-hand floater. Then off the hands, going back to the Wolverines. Currently, Bassick is up against Crosby, or Bassick's up against Holy Cross, 39-26. So again, Bassick is up against Holy Cross, 39-26. We talked about Holy Cross coming in, 10-1 record. Bassick is a big-time game for the Crusaders. Flowers, back over to Savacco, fouled. He'll be at the free throw line for 2 shots. .7:13 left here in the third, 35-16. First team foul rewarded to Wilby. Savacco misses the first free throw. Players behind half court will be Geffert and Keller, with Williams behind just in case. Second free throw is made. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 35-17. Gonzalez, Harris. Crosses half court. Harding on the left. Wheeler over there quickly. And Harris trying to make a couple moves. Just dribbling in and out. Foul will be on Wheeler. And Wheeler seems a tad bit shocked after that foul call, but nonetheless, 6:58 left here in the third period. Both teams with 1 team foul apiece. Harris to Mayo. Mayo makes a move. Right-hand floater, misses it. Rebounded by Gonzalez. And Harris is all by himself. Hits the outside part of the rim, rebounded by Flowers. And the Wildcats retreat. Flowers. Back over to Wheeler. And then stolen by Tyquay Harding. Tyquay to Harris. Harris goes in hard. Misses the layup, but then Harding's able to rebound it. Harris trying to make a couple moves. Back over to Harding again, who dribbles around left and right. Harris, the long 3. Misses it. Gonzalez, the failure to box out, has allowed Wilby to be able to get these second chance opportunities and possible third. Flowers. Wolverines have numbers. Geffert, 3. Misses it, rebounded by the Wildcats. Harris goes in with the right-hand layup off the glass, and that was pretty. 5:57 left here in the third, 37-17. 1 team foul apiece. Geffert, guarded by Williams, makes a spin move, right hand, and he returns the favor. Harris made the nice move, so Geffert for the Wolverines tries to be able to repay him back. 37-19. Wildcats fighting for the ball. That's going to be Gonzalez. Kicks it over to Harding for the long 3. Bang! Count it. 40-19. 5:22 left here in the third period. And now the ref is going to call over Gonzalez and Flowers, giving a little bit of a discussion. If I could read lips, it probably was saying to cut the you-know-what. In a game like this, there's a lot of frustration coming from the Wolverines, and in terms of Wilby, maybe a tad bit of showboating or talking smack, but at the end of the day, 2 competitive teams just trying to be able to win a ball game. Alan Piccolo taking out Gonzalez after that. Mayo. Flowers trying to tell him to come up. Geffert. Refs are going to say that's a jump ball. Actually, pardon me, they're going to say it's a foul call. 2 team fouls for Wilby, 1 for Oxford. 40-19, 5:03 left here in the third period. Geffert, long pass over to Keller. Gives it to Savacco, the 10-footer. But Geffert's able to rebound it. Harris hits it out of bounds. It's going to stay Wolverines' ball. Matt D'Amico pacing himself left and right, up and down the court. Savacco back over to Keller. Now to Geffert. All by himself for three. Misses it, rebounded by Harris. Lateral pass to Tyquay, but then Geffert came out of nowhere to deflect it out, stopping Wilby from at least scoring for this time being. The hustle from Geffert cannot be questioned tonight. It doesn't matter what the score is. This kid definitely hustles. Damian Wade back over to Williams. Now Tyquay again. One bounce pass to Harris for three. Hits the outside part of the rim. Damian Wade's able to get it right before it gets out of bounds. And then Tyquay's now at the top of the key. Tyquay back to Harris. Now to Mayo underneath the paint. Wade, no look, misses. But somehow Mayo is able to retain the ball for Wilby. And he puts up the hard 2 points. 4:15 left here in the third, 42-19. Flowers now crosses half court. Savacco back to Flowers again. Williams playing a tad bit back after that. Flowers. This is the easy jumper. Boxer was able to somehow retain the ball. Long three by Geffert, misses it. Flowers for a third time. And now Wilby having an uncharacteristic play of not being able to box out, allowing Oxford to be able to at least stay in the game currently right now. Geffert to Keller. And that was a nice move by Keller. Waited for Damian Wade to be able to jump and commit himself, and then made the spin move, went in with the right hand off the glass. 42-21. Harris, the long three. Just hits the outside part, but somehow he's able to get the ball back. Then he tries to strip it out. Now Harris sticking on Geffert hard. Committed once, loses the ball. And Geffert dives for it, misses it. Then Williams has it. Tyquay's calling for it. Behind the pack, pass to Harris. Mayo with the rebound. Tyquay for three. Again outside. And then now Tyquay bounces right back to him. And he goes in and is hit hard. Gives a little bit of a stare down to Flowers. Putting Tyquay at the charity stripe. First free throw was missed. Second free throw, nothing but net. (43-21). 2:38 left here in the third period. Tyquay's coming out. Coming in will be number 13, Hicks. Flowers crosses half court. Mucciarino jumping in the air. He wants the ball, wasn't able to get it. Hicks back over to Flowers on the left. Refs call a foul on Williams. That's forcing Black to come back in this game. Coming out will be Mayo. 43-21, 2:21 left here in the third. My name is Christopher Saunders. Connor Glenn on the camera tonight. This is a DET Sports Media production. Wheeler almost had that ball stripped away. Flowers looked away for a second, was able to retain the ball. Went in hard, misses it. Rebounded by Wade. And then Harris is by himself, makes a move past Geffert, and that was pretty. Juked him out with the right hand, switched it with the left, went up. Picture perfect by Harris, 45-21. And Oxford just trying to be able to stay afloat against this Wildcats team, which is now playing more of a press, forcing the Wolverines. And then Geffert slams the ball hard as it hit him in the face, and Hicks is calling for a technical foul but doesn't get it. As you can hear Matt D'Amico screaming 122, the play call. And doing that forces Geffert out of this game. Black to Harris. Harris from the free throw line. And he's been on fire tonight for the Wildcats. 47-21. Three-team fouls for Wilby, 2 for Oxford. Wilby coming in at 5-7. Oxford coming in on a 2-game win streak, 2-8. But currently right now doesn't look pretty for this Wolverines team. Hicks loses his footing. Somehow didn't step out of bounds. Mutrino put his hand out to try to be able to help Hicks. Hicks didn't take his hand. Showing a little bit of sportsmanship. I like that out of number 4 for the Wolverines, Mutrino. Wheeler to Flowers. Williams on him hard. Someone's got to get open. That's going to be Mutrino. Dribbles once. Ball stripped almost away by Wade. Tries to go up and then fouled. It looked like Wheeler gave a little bit of a stare down after that. And every minute that passes by, it's getting a tad bit more testy. With 58 seconds left here in the third, 47-21. Wheeler at the free throw line, his first shot. Coming into this ball game for Wilby will be number 14, Kevin Bruno, the junior. Coming out will be Damian Wade. Bruno getting his first opportunity tonight on the varsity level. Played pretty well on the JV level, which they won over the JV Oxford team. Bruno inbounding, gives it over to Williams, who crosses half court. Wheeler mismatch. Somehow is able to get the ball back. But then a hard block by Matt Broyes for the Wolverines. But that's going to put Williams at the free throw line. Third team foul for Oxford. Williams' first shot was attempting to go in and then came right out of bounds. Coming into this game, coming out as Flowers. Coming in will be number 3, the guard, Matt Machad. Second free throw was missed, rebounded by Bruno, but then missed the layup, and then Wheeler has it. 3-on-1, behind the back pass to Keller. But then the missed opportunity, but Mutrino is able to go up with it, misses the second. And that was going to be a scrum for the ball, retained by the Wolverines. Alan Piccolo, the head coach for Wilby, screaming 2. On the floor for Wilby, Bruno, Robinson, Williams, Black, and Hicks. Mutrino has it stripped away. Hicks is by himself. Easy layup for Hicks. 25 seconds left and counting. 49-22. And we'll be running away with this ball game, and they have from tip-off. Took over 6 minutes for the Oxford Wolverines to be able to score, and it's just continuing. And Matt Broyes is coming up a tad bit limpy after that play, shaking his right leg. Also into this game for Wilby will be number 22, one of the JV players for the Wildcats. Robinson playing excellent defense on Wheeler. One bounce pass to Machad, back over to Wheeler. And at the end of the third period, 49-22, Wildcats lead over Oxford. My name is Christopher Saunders, Connor Glenn on the camera. This is a DET Sports Media production. We'll be right back to bring you fourth period action from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Back here at the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium, my name is Christopher Saunders. Connor Glenn on the camera tonight. Wilby's up against Oxford. Currently 49-22 as now we begin the fourth period action from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium with Tyquay Harding back on the court. Tykeway to Harris. Also back on the court is Flowers for Oxford. And nice ball distribution from Mayo to Gonzalez. As now Wilby has cracked the 50-point mark, 51-22. Geffert back over to Wheeler. Keller to Geffert again. Wilby playing more of the press coverage on them. Flowers going in hard, fouled. He'll be at the free throw line. The original starting five on both teams are still in the ball game currently. First free throw was made by Flowers. Second free throw was nothing but net. 51-24. Tykeway fakes it over to Williams. Now back to Harris. Harris almost had that stripped away by Flowers. Then Williams, the long three by himself. Bang. 54-24. 30-point lead Wilby has over Oxford. Entering now the 7-minute mark in the fourth period. Geffert. Flowers. Nice passes between Geffert to Flowers underneath the basket. 6:52 left here in the fourth. 54-26. Williams to Flowers, or Flowers guarded by Williams. Harris, the long three. Rebounded by Geffert. Back over to Flowers again for Oxford, trying to be able to continue this positive pace of play, but misses the easy floater with the right hand. Foul on Geffert. 14 foul for the Wolverines. Wilby has currently 6, but they're up by 28 with 6:29 left here in the fourth. Wheeler's coming out of this game. Coming back in will be number 3, Matt Machad. Tykeway back over to Harris. On passes. 3 by Tykeway. Bang, count it. 57-26. 6:14 left here in the fourth. Sabacco back over to Wheeler. Back to Sabacco again. And Oxford's starting to see a little bit of positivity, a lot more efficient in the second half than in the first. I will say that, although the score does not dictate that, they seem to be a lot more confident in the second half, at least being able to try to get in opportunities to get in scoring situations. Entry now, 5:40 left here in the fourth. Oxford just trying to cut down what's left of this deficit, currently up by a lot, is Wilby. But if there's a will, there's a way. But with every passing second that ticks, is less of an opportunity for Oxford to be able to come back in this game. Sabacco at the free throw line as he was fouled by a Wildcat. 17 fouls for Wilby. The 1-and-1 is good. Sabacco didn't think that free throw was going to get in, so he ran up to the basket. Making sure that it went in. Second free throw was pretty. 2 for 2 is Sabacco. Harris now crosses half court for Wilby. Back over to Williams on the left side of the court. Williams drives in with the right hand glass. Seemed to be hit after that play. 59-30, 5:20 left here in the fourth. Looks like that's going to be forcing Robinson, Wade, Hicks, and Black to be coming back in for Wilby. Sabacco was made. Now 4 straight points for the Wolverines. 59-32. Now 5 minutes left here in the fourth. Harris dribbling a little bit too quick. It makes a nice move and goes in. 61-32. That looks like Wilby's going to be emptying their bench in terms of having guys sub in and sub out. full team timeout by the Wildcats. 4:54 left here in the fourth. 61-32, 17 fouls for Wilby, 4 for Oxford. And on the court for Wilby, will be Wade, Robinson, Brown, or Bruno, Hicks, and Black. Currently Hicks and Black discussing a little bit after that, having a couple chuckles after just getting back on the court. And for Oxford will be Flowers, Sergejenko, Broyes, Geffert, and Machad. And Geffert, who routinely has the ball for Oxford, dribbling it up half court, back over to Machad. Now Sergejenko loses it. But Machad get in the middle. He might be the smallest player on the court, but he's trying to at least be able to stay in this game and trying to compete for the basketball. 4:40 left here in the fourth. Wilby, they can keep this lead, will move to a 6-7 record, only one game below 500. This loss will drop Oxford, though, to 2-9. Black tried to make a nice little move, misses it. Hicks, the long three. Kind of shot that uncharacteristically with a little weird finish after that, but somehow went in. 64-32. Broyes guarded by Hicks. Flowers. Long pass over to Geffert. Flowers with a nice move. Made the pass to Geffert behind the three, and then went underneath the basket to the opposite side of the court, or opposite side of the basket. Was able to make a nice 5-footer. 64-34. 3:50 left here in the fourth. Hicks, another three from the other side. Doesn't get it. Rebounded by Geffert. And then Machad has Black and Hicks on him. But Geffert tried to make another move. Hit the foot of Bruno. But the Wolverines are trying to continue to fight in this game, putting Geffert now at the charity stripe. With 3:33 left here in the fourth. 64-34. 30-point lead Wilby has currently. 18 fouls for Wilby, 4 for Oxford. First free throw was good. Geffert dribbling twice. Second shot is good. Coming back in this game will be Savacco. Coming out will be Geffert. Matt D'Amico saying the number 13 for the defensive call. Mucciarino will also be coming back in this game for Oxford. Mooch Robinson back over to Black. Now Hicks. 3:18 left here in the fourth. And then Hicks just playing back as the clock ticks. Less opportunity for Oxford to be able to come back in this game. Long three by Robinson. Wow. Give a little bit of a stare down back to the crowd after that and enjoyment. I don't even think he thought he would make that. 67-36. 2:59 left here in the fourth. And who said the big guy can't shoot? And Hicks strips it away. Off the glass. 69-36. 5 consecutive points for Wilby coming out of that timeout. Machad to Savacco. Long shot, rebounded by Robinson. Tries to make a pass, deflected for a second by Savacco, but then right into the hands of the Wildcats. Then Black goes in. Foul will be on, looks to be number 3, Matt Machad. Putting Black at the charity stripe. Black, left-handed shooter, makes the first. Coming in this game will be number 4, Pat Mucciarino. Coming out will be Sergejenko. Sergejenko, a starter as well as a captain for the football team, who although did not make the state tournament, did have a good season. Almost came back against Wolcott, a game I broadcasted earlier in the season. Black strips it away from Machad. He goes in but fouled hard by Keller. Now Black will be back at the free throw line. 2:19 left here in the fourth. 6th-team foul for Oxford. Black's first shot. Just gets in and out. Seemed like it hit the inside part of the rim a couple times, then bounced right out. That's just bad luck. Second free throw was good. And then Wade fell after that, picked up by his teammate Bruno. And then Keller crosses half court with both of the hands of Black out. Back to Machad. Long three by Keller. Air ball, rebounded by Robinson. And long pass over to Hicks. Pauses, then retreats back. Back over to Robinson. And now Black, all by himself, the long three. Rebounded by Wade. Goes in hard. Off the hands of Oxford. And that's going to force another substitution, putting in a couple more of the JVs. Bring in Alex Gonzalez. As well as Roya Daly, a junior, and a couple other JVs that we do not currently have the numbers, number 31. Long three by Gonzalez. Comes off the bench, makes the three. With a minute 38 left, 74-36. The sophomore coming off the bench and really showing his stuff tonight for Wilby. Comes right in, makes the three. And now he has the ball again. What's he going to do? Dunks it off to Robinson. Minute 21. And the bench players for Wilby really showing something. Not staying away from the basket, really trying to score. 76-36. 40-point lead Wilby has. Savacco goes up, misses it. Contesting for the ball. Who has it? It's going to be Wilby. And then Gonzalez misses the layup and then try to strip it out. Sloppy play by the Wolverines. It's going to force not just substitutions, but a turnover. Now we also have some new players for the Wolverines. Number 10, as well as number 12, John DeBrucia. Gonzalez. Now at the top, just to reset, I would be surprised if Wilby tried to score in this situation. I would anticipate the clock just to expire. Unless the Wolverines want to go in and try to score in this one, they do. 76-38, 25 seconds left and counting. Missed pass by the Wildcats. And now this I would anticipate a non-scoring opportunity. Just let the clock run out. And once you hear the final buzzer, Wilby will move to 6 and 7. Oxford will drop to 2 and 9. Clock is going to stop. 2, 1. And the clock is over, or the clock ends, and the ball game is over. Wilby wins 76-38 over Oxford. Next game for Oxford will be February 2nd against Derby at Derby High School. Actually, pardon me, that'll be a home game. That'll be at Oxford. And for the Wilby Wildcats, their next game will be against Crosby here on Friday at the Wilby Gymnasium against the Crosby Bulldogs, who currently were losing Holy Cross was currently losing to Bassick. Crosby, I think, was playing today. I don't know exactly who they were playing, but they did have a game tonight. But nonetheless, Wilby defeats Oxford. So for myself, Christopher Saunders, for my cameraman tonight, Connor Glenn, who did one heck of a job, and for everyone here who watched the game, hope you enjoyed watching the Oxford Wolverines versus the Wilby Wildcats. We'll catch you again next time on DET Sports Media. Have a safe night. Enjoy the rest of your day. So long from the Reggie O'Brien Gymnasium. Have a good one, everybody.